Hadith, divine decree and destiny written 50,000 years before the creation of the heavens and the earth. The Arabic text of the Hadith. Narrated by Abdullah ibn Amr ibn Allah with Makron, may Allah be pleased with him, who said, I heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam say, Allah wrote the decrees of all created things 50,000 years before he created the heavens and the earth, and his throne was upon the water. Reported by Muslim in his Hadith number 2653. B. English translation. Abdullah ibn Amr ibn Allah with Makron, may Allah be pleased with him, reported that he heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam say, Allah, the Exalted, wrote the destinies and decrees of all creation 50,000 years before he created the heavens and the earth, and at that time his throne was over the water. See detailed and organized explanation. 1. The central theme of the Hadith. Affirmation of Allah's eternal knowledge and pre-eternal decree. This Hadith highlights one of the most fundamental pillars of Islamic belief, al-Qadar, divine decree. It affirms that Allah the Exalted has complete, perfect, and eternal knowledge of everything, and that all destinies were recorded in the preserved tablet al-Lawh al-Mahfuz long before the creation of the universe. 2 key phrases of the Hadith and their meanings. Allah wrote. This writing signifies Allah's absolute knowledge, precise recording, and decisive decree. Nothing in existence occurs randomly, by chance, or outside Allah's knowledge and will. The decrees of all created beings. This includes everything: lifespan, provision, deeds, happiness and hardship, guidance and misguidance. Importantly, this does not negate human free will. Rather, Allah knew eternally what choices each person would freely make, and He recorded them accordingly. 50,000 years before He created the heavens and the earth. This immense span of time emphasizes the greatness and profundity of divine decree. It shows that Allah's planning and knowledge precede the physical creation by an unfathomable measure. This time is not like human time. It is mentioned to help human minds grasp the concept of pre-eternity. And His throne was upon the water. This describes the state of creation before the heavens and the earth existed. The throne Arsh, which represents Allah's supreme authority, power, and dominion, already existed, established over water. This demonstrates that Allah's sovereignty and control were complete even before the current universe came into being. 3 core beliefs and lessons derived from the Hadith. The immensity of divine knowledge. Allah's knowledge is not bound by past, present, or future. He knows all things eternally, in perfect detail. Inner peace and reliance on Allah. Belief in divine decree grants the believer tranquility, patience, and trust, knowing that everything unfolds according to Allah's perfect wisdom. Refutation of fatalism, absolute compulsion. Divine decree does not mean coercion. Allah wrote what He knew humans would choose freely, not that He forced them to act against their will. Perfect wisdom and order. The universe is not chaotic or random. It operates within a precise, divinely ordained system established by Allah's wisdom and planning. 4. The Hadith at a glance. This Hadith opens a window into the vastness of Allah's power, knowledge, and wisdom. It reminds the believer that their life unfolds under the care of an all-knowing Lord who never errs and never neglects His creation. Faith in this reality forms a foundational pillar of Tawhid in Lordship, Tawhid al-Rububiyyah, and strengthens trust, humility, and submission to Allah the Exalted. Topic: The Qadariyya sect, denial of divine decree. 1. Definition and core belief of the Qadariyya. Linguistic meaning. The term Qadariyya is derived from the word Qadar, divine decree. In Islamic theology, it refers to a group that denies divine decree, claiming that human actions are not decreed by Allah the Exalted, but instead arise entirely from a person's own independent will. Core belief: they believe that human beings are the creators of their own actions, and that these actions occur outside the prior knowledge and decree of Allah. In other words, they reject Allah's divine decree regarding the actions of His servants and regard it as a form of compulsion, which they claim contradicts the justice of Allah the Exalted. 2. Historical origins and associated figures. First emergence: this ideology appeared in the first half of the 2nd century Hijri, during the Umayyad era. Prominent figures: among the earliest individuals associated with this belief were Mabd al-Juhani in Basra and Galen ad-Damashqi. It is reported that Mabd al-Juhani was influenced by the ideas of a Persian Christian Nestorian. Position of the caliphs: caliphs such as Umar ibn Abd al-Aziz, may Allah be pleased with him, took a firm stance against this group. Galen ad-Damashqi was punished for spreading this doctrine. 3. Evidences used by the Qadariyah: their perspective. They attempted to support their view by citing certain Quranic verses that emphasize human choice and responsibility, such as, "And that there is not for man except that good for which he strives." Surah An-Najm, 53, verse 39. Indeed, Allah does not change the condition of a people until they change what is within themselves. Surah Ar-Ra'd, 13, verse 11. They interpreted these verses in isolation, without reconciling them with the many verses that clearly affirm Allah's knowledge and divine decree. 4. Refutation of the Qadariyah by Al-Sunnah wa al-Jama'. Al-Sunnah strongly refute the beliefs of the Qadariyah based on the Quran and Sunnah. Quranic evidence affirming divine decree, and He created everything and determined it with precise determination. Surah Al-Furqan, 25, verse 2. Indeed, we have created all things with Qadar, divine decree. Surah Al-Qamar, 54, verse 49. Say, never will anything befall us except what Allah has decreed for us. Surah At-Tawbah, 9, verse 51. Prophetic traditions: the famous hadith of Jibril, which includes belief in divine decree, its good and its bad, among the 6 pillars of faith. The previously mentioned hadith: Allah wrote the decrees of all creation 50,000 years before He created the heavens and the earth. Numerous other authentic hadiths that affirm divine decree in matters of good and evil, happiness and misery. Logical refutation: Al-Sunnah argue that denying divine decree necessarily implies denying Allah's eternal knowledge. If Allah did not know from eternity what His servants would do, then His knowledge would be incomplete, an idea that clearly contradicts Allah's attributes of perfection. 5. The relationship between divine decree and human free will: the correct view. This is the point where the Qadariyah fell into error. The correct Islamic belief, upheld by Al-Sunnah, is a balanced combination of divine decree and human choice. Kasib: Allah knew from eternity what each person would freely choose. This eternal knowledge does not compel or force human beings. Humans act with their own will and choice and are therefore accountable. Allah, due to His perfect and infinite knowledge, recorded these actions in the preserved tablet Al-Lawh al-Mahfuz. Divine justice is realized on this basis: because humans choose obedience or sin by their own will, they are rewarded or punished accordingly. 6. The fate of the Qadariyah sect. This group came to be known in Islamic history as a deviant sect. Great Sunni scholars such as Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Imam Malik, and others regarded them as innovators and misguided, and in some cases considered their beliefs close to disbelief. Over time, this ideology disappeared among the majority of Muslims. Al-Sunnah, though similar ideas continue to resurface in different intellectual trends. 7. Summary and key message. Belief in divine decree. Al-Qadar is one of the pillars of faith. Denying it is equivalent to denying part of the Quran and Sunnah. This belief is neither absolute compulsion nor absolute delegation as claimed by the Qadariyah, but a harmonious combination of divine decree and human free will. The practical outcome of this belief is, trust in Allah, because everything occurs by His decree, effort and striving, because humans are responsible for their choices. The correct slogan of the believer is, trust in the Creator, and strive like a human. The phrase strive like a human is a practical reminder, O human being. Allah the Exalted has given you intellect and ability. Therefore, exert your utmost effort in both your worldly and religious affairs, as a responsible and diligent human being would, yet never allow this effort to distract you from reliance upon Allah, for ultimately, everything occurs by His will and decree.